and welcome. My name is Alyssa and this is Into the Heart Wild, and today I am bringing you guys a book haul. I don't remember, I think the last time I did a book haul was when I did like my late Christmas book haul, but this is essentially just going to be books from January all the way till now, April, that I have acquired. This is only going to be physical stuff. I'm not going to go over the ebooks and stuff because there was a lot of those, and that would just take forever to have to like individually post the images. So I'm just gonna have this focus on just the physical books. So a lot of these are actually going to be my Goldsboro books. I have been trying to be more conscious about what books I am buying and how many I'm buying, as it seems to be taking me forever and a year to read what I buy. So I'm just trying to be more aware and just more conscious of what I'm putting my money towards. But I do have the Goldsboro subscription. I do also have the Broken Binding subscription. But yeah, and other than that, everything else is just stuff that I have pre-ordered that has shown up. So with that said, let's just go ahead and let's jump into this. There is going to be a combination of fantasy books and manga as well as some romance. So there's a variety here, since I tend to read a variety of stuff. So let's go ahead and let's just get started. First up we have is The Witch and the Tsar. This was the Goldsboro January book, so it's got lovely little sprayed edges there. It's signed. Yep, they put some little lovelies underneath there, which is very nice. This is like a Baba Yaga retelling, which I love retellings in general, so I'm very picky about the retellings though, so I love having the ability to have access to one about Baba Yaga. Next we have Shield Maiden. This is the Goldsboro February book, I believe. Again, it's got the lovely sprayed edges there with the swords, and again they did pretty little shield design there. This one it's connected to Beowulf, and I do enjoy the Tale of Beowulf, so I'm interested to see how this will tie in. I know the girl is supposed to be like the niece of Beowulf, so that will be pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all ties in together. Then I have The Tyranny of Faith by Richard Swan, book 2 in the Empire of the Wolf. I loved the first book. I absolutely loved it with all my heart and soul, and I am so ecstatic to have this one. This is the Goldsboro edition to match my Goldsboro edition for the first one. And yeah, they didn't do anything special there, but it is signed and numbered. But while I haven't gotten to it yet, I am looking forward to it because I did really love the first book. So I'm hoping I will continue to love this one, though the author did tell me that it would probably like annihilate my soul. So I'm looking forward to that too. Then we have The Thorn Remains by J.J.A. Harwood. This is just a Goldsboro edition. I thought this was a sequel. It is a standalone, because the other one I have by this author was a standalone. I thought they were connected. They're not. They're standalones. So I guess I'll see what happens with it. I think it's like a fantasy romance, which is my least favorite subgenre of fantasy. When I read romance, I prefer to just go straight into the romance genre. There's just something about fantasy romance that doesn't work for me, and I believe that's what this is. And on top of that, it deals with a Fae Lord, and I am not one of those girls who like freaks out over a dude being a Fae. I don't see the appeal. I don't. So yeah, and honestly, I think it's because like I feel like a lot of fantasy romance is just that, like that's pretty much the only option you get is like a Fae dude, and I'm kind of like, let's mix it up, girls. Let's mix it up. Let's do something different. So yeah, we'll see though. when I ever get around to it. After that, I have God Killer by Hannah Kanner. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition, if I remember correctly. It came back in like January. Look, the shipping notice is still in here. Yeah, it's Waterstones. It's the Waterstones edition. So it actually comes with these really beautiful end pages, which I thought was absolutely stunning. And then it is signed, as you can see by the sticker I haven't removed yet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I don't really know much about it, honestly, aside from it dealing with gods in the storyline, and I do like stories that deal with gods, so looking forward to getting to it. It's thinner than I had expected. I don't know why. I was expecting, like, it's barely 300 pages. I was expecting something a bit chunkier, so I was a little surprised at how small it is. After that, we have Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. This is the Broken Binding January book, I believe. Yeah, it's the January book, because I guess they're having problems with books 2 and 3, so they're like super delayed. But it's nice. I haven't read anything in this particular world by Abercrombie yet. I have read Abercrombie. I like his Shattered Sea series, so when I get to this, we'll see. But I do have to say, I like these sprayed edges 1,000 times more than the sprayed edges they did for his other series, which I don't remember the name of that one, but I know all of you do. But the star design, I don't like the color choices. I don't like the color choices that they picked for those sprayed edges. But these ones are, it's fantastic. So after that, we have The Book of Eve by Meg Clothier. This is the Goldsboro edition for March, and from what I know of it, because it's not a book I would have picked up on my own, but it is about a woman who works, I believe she's a nun. She's a convent librarian, and 2 women end up outside their home. I don't know what the place is called, and they're dying and everything, and they give her a book, and men of faith want the book destroyed. So it sounds very interesting. It sounds like it's going to be one of those religious plot stories, which I do from time to time find very interesting, especially when it deals with men who try to control and are kind of fanatic about everything, and they just kind of come off like crazy and psychotic. I don't know if that's going to be like portrayed so much in this one, but it does have like the interesting part of the story is how the men want this Book of Eve destroyed. So I'm interested to see what it's about. Like I said, it's not a book I would have picked up on my own, so the only reason I have it is because it was the Goldsboro Book of the Month for March. So then we have The Heroines by Laura Shepperson. This is Greek mythology. I believe it's a couple different point of views from a couple different women. This was the Goldsboro premiere book for, I believe, February. It was their premiere book for February, and I was put on the wait list to get it because it's, when it comes to a lot of mythology retellings, Greek is one of my favorites, so I had to have it. Haven't gotten around to reading it yet, obviously, but I do look forward to it. So next we have The Shadow of Perseus by Claire Haywood, another Greek mythology. This is a standard Goldsboro signed edition, and this follows the point of views of the 3 women in Perseus's life, so his mother, his wife, and Medusa. And so I'm looking very forward to seeing their point of views and how they're written in relation to Perseus, because everybody knows the tales of Perseus. So I'm very interested to hear the voices of the women that were in his life. Then we have The Jaguar Path by Anna Stevens. This is book 2 in the Songs of the Drowned. The first book was called The Stone Knife. I have not read it yet, but I figured I have the early access. I might as well grab book 2. There's a lot of books I own the whole set of before I've read even the first one, so why not? I did hear a lot of good things about the first book. I just haven't gotten around to it. So eventually I will be reading it. It's got the solid blue painted edges. Nothing, they didn't do anything special on that. So it's just a sequel. Then we have Lady Macbeth. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. By Isabel Schuler. This is the Goldsboro special edition they did. It was another one that I had to get on a wait list for because I saw the title and I was like, I don't know anything about you, but I'm gonna read you. And yeah, I never bothered to read. I don't read synopsises, guys. I just grab things. I just grab things if they look and sound interesting. That's what this one did. The title alone just sounded interesting, and I liked the cover, the crown with the dagger going through it. So I'm looking forward to reading this one and seeing what it's all about. After that, I have the Waterstones signed edition of Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. This is the tale of Atalanta, a retelling. She's, you know, a Greek goddess. One of the things I love about Jennifer Saint's books, the UK versions, because that's obviously what this is since it's from Waterstones, is all the spines look identical. So when you have them on the shelf together, you get this identical look going on, very cohesive look, and I love it so much. So I was very happy that it had that. But yeah, a nice little retelling of Atalanta. So then the next one I have is actually 2 copies of the exact same book, and that would be Clytemnestra by Costanza Casati. This is the Goldsboro Warrior Special Edition, like they called it, and then this is the Waterstones edition. And this was almost ruined in the rain because my mailman decided to put it outside my front door in a puddle. Very upset about that. Very upset. But thankfully, I got home in time to get it pulled inside the house and save it. So that was at least good. This one has the little arrow, the bow. The Goldsboro one doesn't. And neither one of them have anything underneath their sleeves. But yeah, the story of Clytemnestra, it's another Greek related story. I actually know nothing about this particular person. It could also be one of those things where, like, I knew of them, but not enough. Because, like I said, like, I have a lot of books on Greek mythology, but for whatever reason, nothing is clicking in my head for who Clytemnestra is. So I'm looking forward to reading this one and then going and checking out the original myth and then seeing how the story holds up. So that is all the Goldsboro books and Waterstone. That is everything that I have received from Goldsboro and Waterstones currently up to date. I believe I do have a couple things that are in transit. They're just not here yet. So after that, we'll move on to some of the other things that I have acquired in the past couple of months. So just recently from Subterranean Press, I received my pre-order of Knot of Shadows by Lois McMaster Bujold. I'm having trouble talking today. And this is another novella in the Penric and Desdemona series. They're all right here. I'm doing weird stuff at my library right now. But this is the latest installment. I'm looking forward to it. I love Penric with all of my heart and soul. So I am very excited to get to this one. Like I said, it arrived like last week, I believe. So then I have The Awakening Fire by Cassidy Faline. This is, the author sent it to me. It's indie published. She sent it to me for an arc to read and review for her. So that will be happening soon. I am looking forward to it. It's a story about 3 men who are all vying for the same throne, I believe. And yeah, 3 men, 1 throne, who will win? And I'm here for that. Like, I love following stories with men fighting over stuff. I don't know why. I just do. So definitely looking forward to this one. So do keep an eye out for it because I will be doing a review for it. So then on the whole being sent some arcs, I was sent these arcs from Flux Books. They are books 1 and 2 of the Labors of Jen duology. So it's the whole set, right? I'm very certain it's a duology. The first book is Game of Strength and Storm, and the second book is called Clash of Fate and Fury. So they are Greek mythology retellings. They are YA. I'm excited to see what is done with them, what the story is altogether. All I know is it's Greek retelling. So after that, we have The Fear of Moncroy by Brian Asher. I have read this one. There will be a review coming for it. I'm very, very behind on it, but it was very good. I enjoyed it very much. And yeah, so keep an eye out for that review. Then, The Severing Son by Von Roycroft. He actually reached out to me. I had actually ordered this on Amazon, and Amazon was like, hey, you'll have it in like 2 days. And after the order finished going through, they were like, you won't have it for like 3 weeks. And I was like, the whole reason I ordered it is because you said it would be here in 2 days. And I had posted about it on Twitter, and the author reached out and was like, hey, I can send you one if you want. And I was like, well, okay, sure, why not? So I'm looking forward to getting to this one. The minute I saw the title and the cover, I was like, I need to read that. I don't need to know anything about it, but I need it in my life, which is why I had, to put in the purchase. So I'm very grateful that the author reached out and was like, hey, I'll just send you a copy since Amazon's being weird. After that, I have The Cleaving by Juliet E. McKenna. This is an ARC. It is Arthurian based. It follows the 4 women of the Arthurian legends and the Angry Robot. This is Angry Robot? Why did I think it was a different publisher? But Angry Robot was so kind enough to send me the ARC. I actually have 2 because they sent me 2 of the ARCs. And I got the Morgana bookmark, but they had sent me two of them. So at some point I will be having a giveaway for the second ARC. So keep an eye out for that if you are big into Arthurian legends. So now this next set, I might have shown it off, I might not have. I'm not sure if I remember, but I got super excited when I found it at Half Price Books. Each of them for like, it was like $5, $6, $7. So like each one was like a price higher than the other. So we have the Dragonbone Chair, Stone of Farewell, yeah, and then Two Green Angel Tower. The hardcovers, these are the exact editions I have been looking for because I love the cover art. And the person who owned them before me, he had them in protective dust jackets, so kudos to him. But yeah, I am very, very happy to have found these because I have one of the follow-up series by Tad Williams, which I didn't know was a follow-up series, so I was like, I can never read that till I read the first series. How fun. But now I finally have it. So these next 5 books I had visited Half Price Books, and I was in the mood for a bunch of Arthurian books apparently, because all 5 of these are Arthurian based. So we have The Grey King and Green Witch. These are by Susan Cooper. They're part of the Dark Rising sequence. So there's 3 more that I'm missing, and I would like to find the matching covers because I like to have a matching set. I hate mismatched sets. So, and I think it's like, I think this is like 4 and this is 3 in the series, possibly the other way around. Yeah, no, this is 3 and then this is 4 according to the back of this. Yeah, so I have books 3 and 4. I'm missing 1, 2, and 5. But yeah, I got those ones. So, and they're the little small guys. So I will be on the lookout for the rest of this series because I have never heard of the Dark Rising sequence, but it's Arthurian based. So then we have The Forever King by Molly Cochran and Warren Murphy. Another just Arthurian based. Gonna see what happens. It says, in a darkened house not far from the place where Camelot may once have stood, a madman schemes, plotting toward the day when he will wrest the cup the men call the Holy Grail from the boy who is its guardian. So I'm looking forward to that, seeing what's going on there, seeing what characters are used. Then we have Percival's Angel by Anne Elliot Crompton, author of Merlin's Harp. I do own Merlin's Harp. I have not read it yet, but I do own it. So I was like, you know what? I got one buyer. Let's get another one. Let's do it. And it obviously revolves around Percival. Now this next one I was super, super excited to find, and it was only like $6. But it is a hardcover copy of The Book of Merlin by T.H. White, the unpublished conclusion to The Once and Future King. So I have this in paperback already because I found this beautiful version on Pango Books for $1. Okay. But then I saw this and I was like, huh, obviously I'm not leaving the store without it, because it's the same story and it has all of the included art, just bigger. Because yeah, my little copy has the art and everything that's printed in it too, but it's bigger in this one, and it's a hardcover copy and it's a different cover, and I didn't have it. So for $6, I was not gonna leave it at half price books. So now these next one are some manga that I recently got. It's just 4 of them. So I picked up Night of the Living Cat Volume 2. It's a story about people who are turning into cats. It's like kind of crazy. I still have yet to read the first episode, but like they like people are turning into cats and then they become very violent. And I'm just like, it's a cat manga. I'm here. So we have Dai Dark Volume 5 by Q Hayashida. I love Q Hayashida's work. Their Zero's Dorohedoro is like one of my top favorite mangas, but Dai Dark is just as great, just as weird, just as creepy. It has their great, like, very creepy, grotesque kind of art, which I absolutely love. It takes place in space. It's a wild little romp, and I'm happy to have Volume 5 now. And then I picked up Food Truck Volume 3. I have 1 and 2 because my sisters got it for me. I still have yet to read it yet, but it's like a dystopian world with a food truck running around in it. So why not? And then I was able to get Volume 8 of Fist of the North Star. I love this series so much. And these hardcovers are just, they're amazing. So yay for that one. Editing, Alyssa here. Hello, hi, how are all of you? I left out a manga that I recently picked up because I actually picked it up last week, and that would be A Man and His Cat Volume 7. It's finally in my hands. It came out a while ago, but the last couple of volumes were just like kind of trashed, so I waited till they had a good one in store. But it's here. It's seriously, if you guys like love cats and just want to have your heart ripped out on a regular basis, this is the perfect manga for it, because it's sweet, it's adorable, it's heartbreaking. I love everything about it. So yeah, but yeah, I picked this one up too. And so now these last 5 are the romance ones that I picked up, and they're all from the same series. And they just came in this week and I was so excited about it. Well, actually they came in last week. They came in like 3 days earlier than they were initially supposed to come in from Amazon, but that's okay. But this series is my life right now. It's my personality. It brings me an immense amount of joy. And I don't mind the smut scenes. I have my issues with smut every now and then, but like for the most part, I do not mind what this author does. So we have Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. And then that's book 1. This is Georgie and Vexel. And then book 2, Barbarian Alien. This is Liz and Rahush, one of my favorite couples. Book 3, Barbarian Lover, Ayako and Kira. They're adorable. He calls her Sad Eyes. I love it. And then book 4, Barbarian Mine, Rook and Harlow. He's a feral little animal and I love him so much. And she's awesome. Like, I love her so much. And then book 5, which just recently came out, Barbarian's Prize. This is Tiffany and Saluk. And me and my bestie are now buddy reading this entire series. Like, look how beautiful that is. That's so cute. So cute. But it's sci-fi romance. It's aliens and human girls. It's alien men and human girls. They're big blue aliens and they're just human girls, you know, who are kidnapped from Earth. And as when I was explaining this series to my youngest sister, she said, so it's a story about a bunch of simps. And I was like, yeah, that's one way to put it. Because these men, literally, they worship the ground that their women walk on. They put their women before themselves in every possible way. And I am here for it. I am here for it. We have collectively, because we are reading the Ice Planet Barbarians main series, and we are now into the side series Ice Home. And we've also read like a bunch of the novellas. We have read about 35 books in total for this series, which is around 51 books in total. we're just plowing through them, and only like 2 books out of everything we've read so far, we've been like, that was terrible, and one of them was just recently. But yeah, this this is who I am now. I love this series so freaking much. Like, and I think part of it is also like the other romance series, the Cressley Cole one, my best friend introduced me to that, and I love it. I love it very much. But this one, I picked it up on my own because I kept seeing people recommend it, and then I found an artist who draws it, and I was like, I gotta read the series now. And it's just, it feels so much more special to me because I'm like, I picked this up on my own, and I read this on my own. This is my romance series, and then I got her to read it. So it's amazing. And what's nice is the printed versions come with extra stories in them that are not digital. Like, you can't find them digital anywhere. They are only within these books. So I now have even more stuff to read. And I already have book 6 on pre-order, because you get little pre-order incentives, little sticker and bookmark and stuff. And then they just announced book 7 for January of next year. So, you know, your girl is going to be pre-ordering that one too. So that is everything that I have received since January, physically. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's anything in here you guys have read, drop a comment below. Let me know if there's anything that sounds interesting. Drop a comment below and let me know about that too. I'd love to hear from you guys. So until next time, bye.